Hello, this is the stream where I talk about basically how to set up Godot for GDScript and C Sharp development. I am gonna try to be extremely quick about it. So let's start off with something like just first of all directly downloading Godot. So you can essentially directly just Google and go to Godot website and download latest. Now, if you want the GDScript version, you click on the above one. If you want the .NET version, that is the C Sharp version, you click on the lower one. What is the benefit of one over the other? We'll worry about that some other time, but for now, let's just get on with the setup. Whichever one you click, it automatically starts the download, and it basically downloads a zip file which you can save, and effectively that's all about it there is to the setup. Because once the zip files are downloaded, all you have to do is essentially, actually it's already pretty much done. One sec, let me just show you. Once it's downloaded, you extract it, and here it is. And as you can see, you can directly launch it from here. Since I already have it launched, I'm directly gonna show it here. But anyways, before proceeding further, let's talk about a few more softwares that you might want depending on which version you are going for. For C Sharp, actually this is kind of recommended and important, required even, not just something that you might want. For C Sharp, you need to download the .NET SDK, which is the Microsoft product, and you want the long-term support version, the .NET 8.0, rather than a .NET 9.0. The installation is pretty straightforward, and you can also check if you are on Linux how whether or not you have it is installed using your terminal, where I believe the code is, hold on, just let me check. It should be .NET version. Yep, that's about it. Yeah, okay. So, and for C Sharp people, you also want the VS Code version. Whoops, I made a spelling mistake. But anyways, you also want the VS Code, since the inbuilt Godot IDE does not really provide any proper support in terms of code completion or stuff like that for, basically faster coding and development and less error prone coding. You can directly download it, or you can go do it via terminal. Anything works, whatever works for you. The process is pretty straightforward, just like any other installation. You just want to make sure that if there are any options to, for any path or environment variables, you do want to enable that one. That much you do want to make sure of. Now for Godot, this is the first screen that comes up after you have launched it, and this is how you create new projects. You can give a project name here, which is basically, let's see, and as you can see, it's automatically creating a folder for it, since I have a create folder option enabled. Good. At the same time, as you can see, I do have some other file names here. I did format my system a little while ago, so not all my projects are here, but anyways, but if I were to oh right, I almost forgot, these are a bit ahead. I can actually further go into something like this and create another folder, and it does warn me if I am trying to create a project whose name is already existing. We don't want to do that. It has provided me the warning related to that. For the renderer, this is for the more advanced intensive graphic units. This is for less intensive graphics, but essentially overall still allowing you to use some of the features of the of the modern renderers, whereas this is if you have like an older PC which cannot properly run Vulkan. For version control, you can leave this at Git. Whether you know Git or not, there is no harm in doing that. If you leave this edit now checked, it will automatically open the project that will you will create here. I am gonna disable that and I'm gonna click on create. Now this has been created. Before proceeding forward, as you might have noticed, as I created as the subfolder that was created, it has followed a pattern where the words are in lowercase but the first letter is in capital. But like let's see here, as you can see in this settings, you can change its language, its interface. Let's see, it does sometimes take up. Okay, yeah, no, I don't like that. How big it is displayed, the directory naming convention, which is following all words in lowercase with first letter in capital. You also have the option of all in lowercase with words separated by hyphen or separated by underscore or separated by a proper space, or the something similar to Pascal case, but the first letter of the first word also small, stuff like that. Whatever, you get the idea. This is basically for asset library, if I remember correctly. Not really something that I need right now, or for that matter, something that we need right now. Anyways, yeah, this is not something we need, but let's get on with it. And yeah, let's launch this. Pretty simple. You can directly double click it, or you can click on edit button here. Not this one, this one. It starts launching that one up, and once we have that, actually it's taking a little bit. In the meanwhile, I will show you how to set up Visual Studio Code for anybody who does want it. So yeah, okay, once you have launched Visual Studio Code, you can set up your theme without any trouble. That's up to you. This is not the default theme. The default theme was something more black and grayish, if I remember correctly, maybe. So here is the extension button. You wanna go here. Oops. And now let's talk about both GDScript and C#. If you are somebody who wants to use Visual Studio Code for GDScript, you only need basically I believe, yeah, here it is, Godot tools. This you need to download and install this. Pretty simple, honestly. Installing these is easier than installing mods in Skyrim. But anyways, for C#, you want to install the C# dev kit. It will automatically install the dependencies, which are C# and .NET install tool. Dependencies means that it basically depends on those two. It needs those to function. Apart from that, for C#, you also want to install C# tools for Godot. This is also, well, required basically for C#. And there is this finally Godot.NET tools. What this does is it allows you to create these two files, launch.json and task.json, in Visual Studio Code. It actually also has, I believe, a proper description for how to do that. Let me see. I believe, yeah, okay, you just do this and it automatically creates that. That's about it. Yep. And if it does give you, oh, I actually forgot to mention this because it doesn't always, because it's a pretty simple thing. But anyway, so yeah, if it does give you an error, and then you can directly go to settings, which you can go via file, preferences, settings, and then you can provide the path for your Godot executable here. And if it doesn't, then, well, I mean, there's no problem then. Anyway, so apart from that, there are other stuff like automatically saving when you change windows, or well, some extra extensions, namespace auto completions, well, that's not really required, but anyways. Uh, anyway, so well, I think yeah, okay, I think this is a theme I'm using. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, and this is also kind of important for me because, well, yeah, I mean, the name automatically tells you everything what you need to know about this. And then there is also this. You can also further enable some auto formatting and save settings like that in the where did it go? Preferences, settings, and it does there are various features here that you can essentially toggle with to make sure that stuff works properly for you, such as format on save. For example, no matter how you type it, it will automatically, if you have this enabled, it will automatically format on your code on once you have saved it, so that you don't have to spend time manually formatting it and stuff like that. I'm actually gonna enable this as well for me. We'll see how this goes, but anyways, so yeah, that's for VS Code. Now, here's the thing. Normally, Godot has, let's say, if you create a scene, if you try to add a script to it, you can add GDScript or C sharp script, whichever one you want here. But if you uh, actually, we don't even need to do that for that. Let's just create one here. Let's see, new script.gd. This is just for demonstration purposes. So yeah, let's go for that. And well, this is extremely slow. My system is currently being an idiot, but anyways, so oh, okay, no, never mind. I forgot I had the external thing enabled. Anyways, so as you can see, it's opening up in VS Code with all the pretty formatting and words and whatnot enabled, and I can write stuff here that basically allows me to use the use all right, I've already reached the completion limit anyways, but yeah, write stuff here that basically allows me to use this. uh, and where were we? Okay, right. Alternatively, let's see, new script, C sharp, and we can create that, and it's gonna open that one in, I believe, VS Code as well. So yeah, well, okay, this is really extremely slow. I probably need to do something about that, but anyway, so yeah, while that happens, I think I will just talk a bit more about how to set it up so that you can actually get there. Sorry, wrong button. Editor settings, general. If you scroll down, you should find a text editor settings, and it should be intuitive that the external is what you want to go for. Provide the path for the VS Code executable here and enable this, and you can, this is for GDScript, whereas if you go to the bottom, this is for .NET. As you can see, you do have many options here, so you don't have to use VS Code. You can just use Visual Studio or JetBrains, whatever you prefer. But I mean, with all the plugins, I just prefer VS Code. And depending on your system, you might have to provide a path here. In my case, I don't need to bother because, well, I mean, and by path, I mean the path to your VS Code executable, all the way down to where it is installed in your, if you're in Windows, in C drive, and wherever it is installed in Windows, basically stuff like that. And that's about it for setting, enabling those here. Let's see, did it open up? Nope. Very nice. It's reacting a bit weirdly. Alright, I did not actually double click it, my bad. It auto opens up when it's attached to a node. If I created a separate script, it does not auto open up, rather I have to open it myself. Now let me show you what I meant earlier about that one, the .NET tools. You click here, just type this, generate files for Godot project. Before we do that, let's go here. As you can see, nothing, we don't have any option of debugging here. Now if we set this up, where did it go? Okay, and that, while that works its magic, well, hurry up already. Okay, yeah, here it is. We got launch.json, task.json, and a ruleset.xml. It does have one extra line that we actually don't really need, so in spirit of removing whatever we don't need, we can remove this from here. And I believe, where did it go? Icon and script. Here, yeah, code analysis rule set, the .cs project file. We can remove it from here as well. That's it. Save it, close. And now if you go to this, as you can see, we have the option of launching it from here, which means that we can effectively test whether this one will work properly or not, thus allowing us to debug our Godot files from within VS Code with all of its features. Well, that's one option. And is there anything else that I'm missing? Oh yeah, setting up your workspace. It's pretty simple. You set these docs here. This is the setup I saw somebody else try, and I personally like this because it's pretty intuitive in terms of flow. For example, as you can see, I have selected a vector file here, and the import settings basically tell me how Godot will interact with those files. So files, how Godot will interact with those files, they are close to each other, pretty nice. Sorry, scene will have nodes, and nodes tend to have properties, so having this down here is pretty useful. Same goes for this one. And history, well, I normally don't use it, but sometimes I do. It's not really all that important, but you could remove it, you could leave it there, it doesn't matter. I just prefer a clear full-fledged space here, so yeah, that's why I transfer it here. You could also transfer it here, down here, it doesn't matter, it's up to you. And you might have noticed that this section looks a bit different compared to yours. That's where we come to editor features. You can basically create your own editor settings, where various tabs on settings could be enabled or disabled. Since I'm currently in 2D, so I have the 3D tab disabled, I have the asset library disabled. Since I don't need those two right now, I don't need them cluttering my view space here. So, well, pretty much, yeah. And if anything else that you need disabled, as you can see, we just disabled the file system doc. We can also re-enable it, not a problem. And any node that we disable from here, that will also be another node that we cannot actually access, which means something like node 3D and its children in 2D environment. Since we don't need that, we can disable them here. And that's, well, yeah, stuff like that. Basically, yeah. And you can essentially create various profiles for various setups that you want. Basically save them and switch between profiles. though there is one plugin that I do personally enjoy. So just for that one plugin I do temporarily tend to allow this asset library. Whoops, wrong spelling. Let's see here. Collapse folders. You might have seen this in VS Code, but it basically makes it easier to collapse folders here. Let's see, let's go here. As you can see, some folders are open. If I click this button, it automatically whoops, nope, but yeah, it automatically, I have all this open, and I click this and it automatically closes everything. Pretty nice. And collapse folder basically mimics that functionality here in the file system doc. It's an optional install, but I mean, it's up to you. But yeah, just install it. It will automatically create the add-on folder in which your plugins will be installed, and that's about it. You do need to enable this. As you can see, the icon is not here yet. Let's see, let's go to project settings, plugins, enabled, close, and we have it here. Right now it won't do anything because I mean there is nothing to do. Anyways, now that that's done, let's, since I don't need this anymore, I can disable it. This star here, whoops, sorry, this star here means that I have actually not saved the uh, scene reorganization, the screen reorganization that I have done. If I don't save it, I will be forced to the default layout that was there before I rearranged things. So let's save it with Control S. Yeah, for now let's just whatever. Also, it has also saved this scene. I mean, even if you didn't have this scene, there would have been a star there. Though I guess I should have showed it. But anyways, oh hey, I forgot. But regardless of what renderer you choose, you can always change your renderer here. You do need to restart, but you can always change your renderer from here. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Okay, yeah, the export templates. After you're done with your game development, you do want to export your game so that people can play it. That's where the export templates come in. They are over 1 GB in size normally, and you can download them at any time. But I don't like future. I don't like leaving hassle for future, so we can just download and install here right away. That's not really a problem. It's pretty straightforward installation. And well, I think yeah, that's about it. I don't think there is anything that I am missing out on when it comes to. Oh right, you don't have to arrange things in this manner. You can arrange them however you like it. That's up to you. It's just the way I like my file structure. I mean my scene structure, but that's about it. And well, yeah. So I think, is there anything else? We can talk about project settings in another video, though you don't need to. I mean, you enable advanced settings, you go to run. You actually, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about this in another video. Whatever. Let's, yeah, you can quit to project list, or you can just directly close it from up there. It doesn't matter, not really. Let's actually now let's where did it go? Yeah, let's stop right here for now. We'll see how this goes.